Foxxy Fierce embraces her beauty and strength in and out of the ring, and she also embraces being a black female role model. So joining me now is Foxxy, one of the wrestlers of WOW, Women of Wrestling. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
You look beautiful. You're glowing. You smell phenomenal.
Oh,
I told you that earlier when I gave you a hug. I was like, wow, you smell so good.
Well, same to you.
Thank you. It's the hairspray. Let's talk about your career and your life. So what made you want to become a wrestler specifically? And tell me a little bit about the day-to-day. How did you even get into this?
Sure. Yeah. So for me, wrestling was a little bit of an unconventional career path, and it wasn't something I expected to get into necessarily. You know, I started off with an athletic background, doing sports as a kid, and then seeing my dad and brother do combat sports. And as I got older, it's been around in my life, that kind of element. But yeah, I became a certified yoga and acro yoga instructor, and I was doing commercial roller skating work and things like that. So when I saw information about WOW having a tryout and looking for athletic women, I said, well, that's me. Let's see what happens. So I stumbled into it sort of serendipitously.
Well, I'm looking at the video and wow, I am very impressed. And I feel like one of the things I remember growing up is watching wrestling with my brothers. We were huge fans. So today, Juneteenth. Also, I feel like you're paving the way for a lot of kids and specifically young girls who might not think of this as a space that they could enter. So incorporating that into Juneteenth, what do you want kids or people to know about today specifically and what it means to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the biggest things for me about Juneteenth is that it sort of symbolizes the departure from one set way of life for enslaved African Americans to being free and having that choice to do whatever you want to do and be whatever you want to be. So, you know, when I think about my wrestling career now and what I'd like, you know, young girls and women and whoever to take away from this wonderful holiday is that, you know, doing what you want with your life and following your intended career path, it's not a privilege, it should be a right.
I love that. That is phenomenal. Also, one of your greatest influences is your grandfather.
Yes.
Can you explain the impact?
Yeah, so my grandfather, he was very influential and played a role in the civil rights movement. He was a gastroenterologist, a U.S. veteran of the Army, and you know, seeing him growing up and seeing him lead by example, he worked with the Freedom Riders, and just was always doing whatever he could to use his profession to better the community and to push civil rights forward. So, you know, seeing that example, I just feel like, you know, that's what I want to do as well with my work.
This is phenomenal. I mean, your whole life story just sounds so interesting, and everyone surrounding you too. What do you want people to know, especially young girls, when they watch you, when they look at you, when they hear this story? What do you want them to take away?
I want them to know that they can be whatever they want to be and whoever they want to be, no matter, you know, what obstacles they might face or what background they come from. You know, I don't want them to ever feel confined by the limits that other people might place on them.
That was so perfect and beautiful. And I feel like everybody, no, it's true. Because, you know, it's always good to have an example for kids. And I feel like you really embody that. And you're so well-spoken. And I love everything you said. So thank you for coming. And I was going to ask you to show me a wrestling move, but you know what? What you said was more important than me learning that. I'll just study your videos and try to figure something out from there.
Yeah, and we can circle back to it.
Because I need to take some people down here in the newsroom, that's for sure. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. You're fabulous.
Oh, thank you.
And new episodes of WOW Women of Wrestling. It airs Saturdays on KCAL at 11 p.m. and also on Pluto TV Fight Channel on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Pacific. And you can find more information about this interview on our website, kcalnews.com/themorningwrap.